Welfare. Hello, Louie.
Hello.
Are you all right?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Now, listen, something that's quite sort of close to me, really. I'm well interested in this. You've set up a football team to help guys that are suffering from sort of mental health problems, really, called Men United. Tell us a little bit about that.
So it's a team that's based in East Sussex. It was something that I've been thinking about doing for a long time, and it's kind of come to fruition in lockdown, really. Not having a great deal else to do, and thinking now would be a perfect time to try and start that up and see if there'll be any interest in it, if you like, and luckily it's kind of taken off quite quickly, and we've got a very good response from it.
Excellent. Is this something that you've done because it's affected you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think in particular men struggle to discuss mental illness, and that was myself for a long time. I had a particularly difficult period of life in my early 20s, where unfortunately my sister died after a long battle with cancer, and I had a serious car accident while I was at work, and it kind of spiraled into then, where I was telling everyone I was fine. It was obvious I wasn't fine. Everyone was saying I wasn't fine, but I couldn't. It was almost like I couldn't even identify the change in myself to be able to seek that help.
Do you think that other people see it before you see it yourself? Because I think that. I think definitely other people notice a change in you before you notice it, or before you even admit to yourself that something's up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's easily identifiable, a change of attitude or something like that for someone else, for a close friend or a family member will certainly notice it before I think the person's willing to kind of look inside themselves and identify that they have those issues that they need to address. Absolutely.
Also, the other thing as well is that guys are probably quite sort of embarrassed by it. I think they're probably sort of, people are going to go, oh man, up man, sort it out, sort yourself out. You shouldn't be feeling like that. When they're gonna feel that they shouldn't feel like that when they've got no one really to turn to. Do you know what I mean? They're sort of embarrassed to feel like that. Does that make sense?
Well, I think within our team, our tagline is kind of smash the stigma, and that's really what my thought process was behind this whole team, is that there is still, even in today's society, a huge stigma around mental health in general, but I think in particular around men talking about their mental health, and it's seen as some form of weakness, or that if you put your hand up and you say that you need help, that makes you less of a man somehow. And I think what needs to be tackled is actually the core stigma around that, and actually identify that it's strength to be able to put your hand up and say you need help and get that help, and you will come out as a stronger person. I think that's actually the core issue.
Absolutely. Do you think employers as well? Do you think sometimes that they possibly think that people that are suffering from this are maybe thinking that their employees are like dead wood, that they're suffering from this, they're useless to us? Do you think maybe they're thinking that?
I think there's certainly a lack of training in employment to identify and to maybe help people back to work that are off work, definitely. I think maybe it's a bit of a taboo within the workplace that if someone's off sick with a mental health related issue, they kind of think, oh no, I won't go near that. I won't ask how I can help. I won't see if we can actually guide them back to work. They just kind of let them get on with it, because it's almost awkward for them to talk about.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that if you're suffering at work, you're possibly thinking, I can't go to my boss because he's going to think, he's just going to think I'm useless. So, he's going to sack me for it. When absolutely, he's going to probably think the opposite, and get you the help that you need.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that all forms part of the stigma. People don't want to say, I'm going through a tough time, or even identifying it, and just saying I might need a little extra help, because they're worried about being a burden. And I think that's another thing, particularly that we have, speaking generally as men, we have quite a strong willpower to not be a burden to anyone, because we are meant to be the big strong protectors, and we are meant to look after everyone else, and we have to be fine all the time and look after everyone else. Whereas so I think it's difficult for men to actually say that they need any form of help.
That's brilliant. Louie, if people want to get involved in the team, are you happy to have more people, more members?
Absolutely, we're always looking for kind of all sorts of aspects to the football club. It's still very much in its infancy, but we're trying to grow outwards as much as we can. We're lucky enough to have. So it was only started up about a month ago, and we already have 30 players and people every day emailing us if they want to be involved, which is fantastic. We'll take all the help that we can get to try and spread the message as far as we can go, really.
That's brilliant. Well, if you want to get involved and you want to help out Louie, and it's a really great way of sort of letting off a bit of steam, and also just chatting to other people as well. If you want to help out, all the details are on our website at Lockdown Radio, and all the links to your website as well, Louie. And also, if you do need help, you can text SHOUT to 85258, or you can call the Samaritans on 116123, or you can just have a chat with Louie, no doubt. He's always got an ear to listen. Louie, it's been absolutely brilliant, and no doubt we'll talk again soon. And thanks very much.
You.
Thanks for talking to us.
Thanks very much.
No problem.